Okay. Brianna, you can't be. Carlos is busy with his new man. That's why he's late. Who said that in my Porsche voice? Who said that? Y'all are wild. Carlo needs to set his time at 7-ish because, baby, he ain't never on time. In the words of Ashanti, I'm not always there when you call, but I'm always on time. I am looking forward to tonight's episode. There's a lot to talk about. A lot has been going on just in the whole a lot has been going on, raindrops. But I missed you guys. Carlos behaving like Porsha at Shamea's party. Is that a compliment? Anthony, what's up, Carlos? Are you in Mexico? No, I'm no. I tried to give you I am Carlos San Diego. So I'm on a mission to find out what's been going on because the girls have been acting out. Okay. Something must be happening because he brought up the hat. We have to get into some things. I got Claudia Jordan and Dustin Ross joining me tonight on Monday Night Live. Um, Team Cancer, Cancers. You guys are very sensitive. Cancers are very sensitive. But I love y'all. Cowboy Carlos, hey Nate. Nate was defending Tamar Braxton on Twitter this weekend. Nate, I was on Twitter, I think yesterday. I'm going on Twitter. I see Nate defending Tamar and I'm like, what? I'm trying to block shit out because I got so much going on in my life. I'm like, what did Tamar do? What is happening? He's posted. I was like, oh Lord, y'all. They don't play about Nicki Minaj, Tamar Braxton, and Carlos King, baby. That's all I can say. He don't play. Okay, so let's see who we have here. Before I bring on my guests, we have a very packed show tonight, and I can't wait to see how this all unfolds. We got something to talk about. All right, I'm gonna do roll call really fast. Then I'm gonna bring on Claudia and Dustin. Who do we have? We got Alberta Daniel, who's a Taurus. Okay. Rhonda Beasley, what I've been up to. I'm just living. Life is good. God is good. Life is good and God is good. And that's all I have to say about that. All right, Michelle Ward, I love you more. All right. I feel like RuPaul. Bring back my girls. Okay, so we are going to get into tonight's episode. So let me bring on my boy, my friend, who just celebrated a show last Monday. He had 2 shows, okay, sold out. So let's please bring on my friend, the one and only Dustin Ross.
Yeah. What's up, Los? What's up, brother? You got your hat on today, god damn it. Okay. I like that, man. You dressed up. What's the occasion?
God.
Yeah, I got a big fat
know,
sty on my eye, so I gotta be low key with it. But yeah.
What did you do to get a sty in your eyes? Because sometimes it involves a lot of touching and stuff.
If that's what did it, it was worth it. That's why he gave me 2 eyes. You know what I'm saying? But that's not what it was. So I had to put the Kim Burrell joints on. You know, Kim Burrell always wear them big ass glasses. I had to put my KBs on so I could talk a little shit tonight. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Raindrops?
How was your one-man show last Monday?
Oh man. First of all, thank you to everybody for supporting, everybody who came out, everybody who bought a ticket, sent well wishes. You know, it was a great night, man. Perfect night. 2 sold-out shows at City Winery here in New York, back to back in the same night. It was a hell of an introduction into the stand-up comedy space for me. So I'm very excited. We are definitely taking the show on the road. I knew the niggas in the audience, and I could tell when they was laughing for real. You know what I'm saying? They was laughing hard. I was happy about that. My shit was landing. So I'm very excited. Very, very grateful.
Really Rhonda went.
Rhonda was, shout out to Rhonda. Thank you, Rhonda. Yeah. See, real Rhonda. That's who that is. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was a great night. Can't wait to do it again, and we're taking it on the road. So just be on the lookout for the future tour announcement. It's coming. Yeah, it was a great night, Los.
I know. I'm so happy and proud of you. And I'm also happy and proud of the lady of the night. She is our friend, the beautiful, the one and only Claudia Jordan.
Yeah. Hi. Oh my God, I feel so naked because you guys are so accessorized tonight. Like, should I put a necklace on or a hat or glasses?
You got titties. You got titties, so you straight.
That I do.
We can't compete with that. So
and they're real.
What's up, Claudia?
Hi, how y'all doing? I missed y'all. I look forward. This is so fun. So fun.
I agree.
I'm so happy you get to play with Dustin tonight. How was your weekend?
I had a great time. I went to Atlanta. I had to do something for this documentary that I'm producing. I had to go pick up some secret documents that will come out soon when I win my award at the Sundance Film Festival when I submit it. And then I went to Tawanda Braxton's wedding, and I went with Mimi Faust. We had a great time. Like he just always just falls in my lap. It's so crazy. Anyways, but I had a good time. It was beautiful. Tawanda looked so pretty. Her and Sean looked so happy. Like the way, like when the cameras weren't even on them, they were just like they were just, you can tell they're best friends. They love each other to death. So it was so cute to just watch them, just like their eyes were like lit up. They were just so happy. Like seeing someone marry their best friend, it just kind of gave us hope. Now, when they threw the garter belt, like the single men had to, catch the garter belt, there was like 5 single men, okay? And then when it came time for the single women, it was like 100. I'm like, typical Atlanta. Hot ass mess. I was like, yeah, okay. So, but it was super cute. I had a great time.
So let me ask you this. 2 questions. Were they filming this wedding?
Are my cheekbones popping? Yeah, they were. There were some cameras.
Were all the sisters in attendance at this wedding?
No. Tony was there though. Okay. Tony is looks 25 years old. First of all,
she looks great.
Body is like her body is like she's a college gymnast, just slim but still curvy and just like not an ounce of fat on her. Face snatch, just a pretty, beautiful woman. I've always been a huge fan of her. She looked fantastic. And Mama Evelyn, snatched, thin, giving glam. It was really nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So look, I'm happy you were there. A lot has been going on, and I wanted to wait till Monday to talk to my 2 favorite people about it. So let's just get right into it. Last week was a huge week, and I was so mad. I'm like, all of this is happening like on Tuesday, the day after Monday Night Live. But let's get right into it. The Breakfast Club was like a reality show last week. So I'll give you guys a quick recap of what occurred. So long story short, Jess Hilarious, who replaced Angela Yee, okay? And obviously a lot of people were auditioning for that spot. Claudia Jordan, you were one of them. They gave the job to Jess Hilarious. Jess Hilarious then became pregnant. And on maternity leave, friend to the show, Lauren LaRosa, stepped in to be her replacement while she was on maternity leave. And at some point throughout the show, Jess would report Jess with the mess at home. But when she came back to the show, Lauren LaRosa was still there. Everything went to shits when it was uncovered that Jess was like the audience in terms of like, well, what's going on? Is Lauren supposed to be here? She's a producer, which I didn't know she was produced on the show. So that was tea for me. I did not know that. So Jess Hilarious went on live, pretty much addressed the elephant in the room and addressed the fact that she too was confused about whether or not she was, was Lauren to replace her, all those things, right? And then Charlamagne, DJ Envy, Lauren LaRosa, and Just Hilarious. All four of them had this spirited conversation live on air. And a lot of people were talking about were these two women being pitted against each other. So, Claudia, I want to start with you first. You are a journalist, okay? And hey, Porsha. And you are somebody who was also auditioning to replace Angela Yee when Angela Yee left the show to be on Way Up with Angela Yee. Throughout that auditioning process, what was it like? Did you think you were going to get the job, or was Just Hilarious pretty much already hired and it was just a rotation just for the optics of it all?
No, my first few times there, I definitely felt like I had a really good chance. The feedback was when I did the show the first time, I never had such a high percentage of positive comments than I did on that show. Usually you do reality, something, it's 50-50. I hate that bitch. I love that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like 50-50. You're happy to get 50-50 or 60-40. It was like 95% positive comments. And I was like, oh my God, like this could actually be a thing. I just thought I was just there for
similar to how it is with you on Monday Night Live.
Thank you. Thanks.
Go ahead.
No, you're not. And I appreciate that. So that felt really good because I do be in the comments. Like I do look and just see the feedback to see if there's anything I can improve upon. So I actually felt good about it. But then when they came, I think Jess came after me and she lit it up as well. So I was like, okay, like before she got on there, I was like, oh, I might have this. I have a good chance of this. And then when they kept bringing it back, I'm like, oh, they're probably leaning more towards her, you know? But then they call me back again. And then they call me back. I went there like 10 times. I was there like a lot of times. So, but I could tell the writing was pretty much on the wall and that she was going to get it, which was fine. I was flattered to be asked that many times. Did I want the job? Yes. I made it very obvious. I'm not one of those people that's going to say, oh, I didn't care. No, I absolutely care. That's exactly right up my lane. I love any kind of platform that we can talk politics, sports, pop culture. Like, you know, I'm very well read and I have a lot of depth as far as I'm always looking at. I look at sports, I look at politics, I look at pop culture, I look at a little bit of everything, you know, jack of all trades, master of none. I think that's what you need to do for radio. So when she got it, I congratulated her. Like me and Jess are cool. So I did also offer my services when she was out on maternity leave, but then they had Lauren in there and I was like, okay, that's, you know, and listen, radio is a platform of like, it's reps, you know, if you're there long enough, people get used to you and they love you. Like they don't like change in radio. So the longer you're away, the harder it is to come back because people start getting used to somebody new. But I feel like they should have been shooting this as a reality show because there's a lot of goings on. People don't realize radio is a tough medium. It's actually more hostile for women. And I can tell you that from my multitude of experience in that field. Radio is the one part of entertainment where women do not have the advantage. It's a man's world in radio. You're often hired to be a sidekick, a laugh track, even on the biggest platforms that are syndicated, 50, 100 markets. They might pay you $750,000, but you still are really there to be a supportive, like you're in a support position to lift up the mail. But it was definitely messy.
And Dustin, what were your thoughts on what was transpiring last week on that show?
Yeah, I thought it was a damn shame. I thought it was a damn shame that Just Hilarious ran straight to the internet with some private personal shit that really should have been handled behind closed doors. I don't think that we as the audience, we could have had whatever opinions or thoughts or ideas about what may have been going on at that show, but that was none of our business. And it was literally by definition unprofessional for Just Hilarious to prioritize the response from the audience in the comments over her professionalism as an on-air host, right? I thought that's what it was. It reeked of unprofessionalism. I think Just Hilarious has a dedicated audience that grew organically through loving what she did on the internet with her viral videos and clips. And I think that they're going to follow her wherever she goes. And sometimes that doesn't always equate to success in every outlet or on every platform or in every medium, right? I think Jess is funny. I think people love that, you know, her style of comedy and what she has to say. And I think there's always a place for that because it's original. It's 100% her. I think she was less than confident in her chair on the Breakfast Club. And when Lauren LaRosa came on, who is incredible at what she does, right? It became a back and forth or a comparison almost, but it was self-imposed. Lauren was not doing anything to slight Jess hilarious. She was never being rude and nasty. She always made space for her when Jess returned and they were working in the studio together. And although I can 100% understand where Jess is coming from with not having clarity over what the direction of the show was going to be moving forward, now that Lauren was there and remained, Jess handled it 100% inappropriately. And she's completely unprofessional. We talking about the same person who said they didn't know how to pronounce the word amid. Is it amid or amid? And the word is spelled AMID. Okay, so there's some accountability that needs to be taking place on Jess's part. I think that she needs to be savvy enough to recognize that there's space in that studio for 4 mics and 4 voices, and she needs to learn the ropes and learn how to own her portion of the show and learn how to learn the science of a conversation and learn how to be a host, and they'll be able to coexist peacefully on air. But that going to the internet shit, it showed you what she's all about. All she cares about is what people have to say. Her whole axe to grind was the fact that she felt like nobody defended her and went in the comments on the internet to say she ain't the villain. Well, nobody cares about that but you. And also, you're the person who went to the internet with it and said, yeah, I didn't like Shorty. I ain't like her at first. You know, I ain't like Shorty. She did all of that shit. All that is ghetto, unprofessional as hell. And it does not make her look good as on-air talent when you're working with iHeart and these megawatt, huge, you know, Hall of Fame radio shows. That's a big responsibility that a lot of people may not really understand fully before they get in that chair. So hopefully, you know, they use this to move forward, learn how to be professional, learn how to keep the private shit in-house and stop running to the internet with shit, and they move forward beautifully, because I think those 2 ladies are talented and I think they can work together. I just think Jess needs to learn how to read.
Oh, I do think that 2 things can be true at the same time. I do think Jess has always handled things the same way. Like, this isn't the first time she's gone to the internet before. She announced her position prematurely, then had to walk it back in the beginning of her hiring.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, whoa. And radio is very corporate. iHeart is a very corporate. This isn't a podcast. This isn't like just the homies getting together and just getting on live. This is a corporate, this is a business, and iHeart's a huge company. So I'm surprised that they didn't fire her for that. Yeah. That is something. And that's also, you're giving them a reason to kind of like put, like, that's a mark on your record. Now,
see, wait, I don't mean to interrupt you, Claudia, but right here we have a comment on screen from Brittany that says, nah, Lauren be overstepping, though she needed to be called out. Brittany, sweetheart, that's not how radio works. It's not a space of calling out because somebody needs to be called out. That's not how radio works. That's not how being an on-air personality works. That's an opinion and a perspective of someone who doesn't understand the rules of the space, and that's not true. And unfortunately, comments like that and perspectives like that have fueled this mess to the point where Jess betrayed her professionalism and went to the internet with it. So that's actually not true, and she doesn't overstep. She has something to say. And when you're a person who is rooted in factual information and delivering the facts, and the person sitting next to you is ignoring the facts and saying anything, you have to cut in with the facts when you're on the radio. So that's what happened. I just wanted to clear that up, because people like that think they know what's going on and they don't.
Something happened today, though. Lauren announced that she actually has her own podcast, the latest with Lauren on through iHeart and Charlamagne's network, and they announced it on the Breakfast Club so soon after last week's controversy. It almost felt to me like they're almost putting in Jess's face, like, look, she's getting rewarded in front of your face. And like, they're really like, it's like having a new girlfriend, right? And you've been the girlfriend that's been holding it down, and you get with the new girlfriend, you put a ring on her finger right away and you elevate her, and you got to sit there. And if you show any kind of like expression on your face, you're hating, you're mad. I do understand Jess's feelings, although I do not think it was right how she went to the internet. I do, however, understand how it would feel if you leave for maternity, you come back and your replacement is still there. You're like, wait, am I not enough? And I do think a conversation was not had with her for her to know what was going on. And I do think she was right to feel that emotion, but wrong to go to the internet. That's a conversation you got to have with Charlamagne, with Envy, and upper management, and say, look, what the hell's going on? And if they say, hey, listen, you're not enough with we need someone that can bring the journalism part. You're not coming with that. We need to supplement your role with her role to make it a more balanced show. She'd understand. But I don't think there was communication. And I almost felt petty how they announced it in her face today. And it seemed like she's not getting a heads up on these things. Like, are they punishing her now? That's what I thought.
Well, I do. I do want to address this really fast too, because all three of us obviously have been in this business for a very long time, right? Over 20 years, right? And one thing about the legend, the icon, the forever moment, Wendy Williams, I remember watching her show, and I will never forget these words she said, because it really told me a lot about not just the industry, but about the fact that we're all replaceable, right?
Mhm.
So, long story short, Wendy Williams, who is the Hall of Famer when it comes to radio disc jockey, and she is like the queen of female radio. Shout out to her, Kathy Hughes, and all the
Yes.
women who came before her as well. Wendy said, as she was sitting on her purple couch, or purple chair rather, she said, I will come to work sick, because what y'all not gonna do is hire
Mhm.
my replacement to take my job, right?
Okay.
And that is something that, and I want us to have a real conversation about that, because it is one of those things where, is that something as professionals, and this just is not about the industry either. This is any sort of work employment that any one of us may have. If you're the top surgeon at the hospital, and you have to leave for 2 months, and they replace you with a surgeon from a different state, and they're like, actually, we want them to stay. Is that something that you feel is rooted in truth, in terms of, is it hard to take them? Let's talk about women in the workplace. Is it because at the end of the day, Jess got pregnant, which is a beautiful experience to have a child. She went on maternity leave. And even Wendy said publicly, when she went on maternity leave, she put the microphone next to her nightstand and said, I will work until I give birth. And I think, I want to misquote her, I think she may have taken a day off, she said, in her Lifetime special. Is it challenging, though, to want to have a full life, have babies, take care of an ill loved one, and always feel like, if I leave this coveted position, somebody could replace me?
I think that Jess hilarious, and any woman that has a child deserves to be able to be secure in their employment, no matter how, and they actually should have more time off. They should be afforded even more time off than they get. Now, that working from your bedside shit that Wendy did, that was her dedication, you know what I'm saying? And that was her choice. But she should have been afforded the opportunity to take off as much time as she needed to bond with her baby, you know, and have a pregnancy experience without worrying about her job being secure or not. So I actually feel like Jess deserved to have job security while she was away from that mic, and being able to come right back to her spot. The problem is that she was not confident, and when she came back, she played right into the mess. I think she was absolutely owed a conversation about what the hell was going on that show. If there's a whole new person in the studio, she's owed clarity on what's going on here, what's the plan, how is this going to work. But she dropped the ball by playing into the mess, worrying about what people on the internet were saying, leaning into that, leaning into her insecurities, instead of thinking, yo, this girl is dope and we about to rock this together and I want her to stay. You know what I'm saying? She automatically made it a what is she doing here thing. Why, who's in control here thing. That's what she did. So I think she should have been able to go away, have her kid, and take as much time as she wanted to take with that, and not have had to worry about whether or not her job was secure. So
you're right. She shouldn't have to worry about it. But this is a fucked up industry for women. Radio, like I said, it's hostile to women. They don't take that into account, and they do not care. Someone said in the comments, G baby, who baby said, that's probably why Claudia didn't have kids. And you're absolutely right. I never felt comfortable where I had enough bread stacked and enough relevancy on me that I could ever step away from this business for a year to sit down and have a child. And it's really sad, because there was a time in my life where I did want to have a kid, but I never felt like I had the support or I had the time. I always felt like, what's next? What's next? What's next? What's next? And I never had time. I never sat down. If you look at my career, I have worked every single year on something since 1998.
Yeah.
I never had a year off. Even when I was depressed, suicidal, and had an attempt back in, I think, 2012, I still was like, the first thing that came, I jumped on it without getting therapy, without ever taking time. I always put the urge to be a mother, even a wife, on the back burner, because I never felt secure, and I never had the partnership that I felt like, well, go ahead, baby. You can like take time off. I got you for 2 or 3 years or whatever. I never felt that. And I think a lot of women, if you look at the most successful women in the business, Black women, I'm going to say, it's different with white women, okay? Oprah Winfrey never had kids. Sanaa Lathan never had kids. There's a whole bunch of women that are out here that are successful women that never probably felt comfortable that they could ever take their foot off the gas to really step away. We don't have that luxury as Black women. And they don't care. They don't care. Work it out. And that's from like our ancestors. You know, you got to work in the field with a baby on your hip. They don't care. There's no empathy for you. Like, well, you need 2 years off or no. So I understand Jess' paranoia when she came back, because in her absence, someone came through that was articulate and was strong in the areas that she was weak. And, you know, again, when someone's there every day, at the beginning, there's going to be outrage. We want Jess back. After the second week, they're like, this girl's kind of good. At the third week, we're like, not so bad. Fourth week, I think I like her more. Fifth week, we love her. Sixth week, you're done. Like, that's just how it is. If you stay away from that too long, radio is it's a game of reps. Okay, whoever was in that chair and got that gig, the people are going to eventually love them because it's part of their routine, and that's just how it is. Whoever is there the longest, like that's why I wanted to keep coming back. Like, you know, out of sight, out of mind in that business. You have to keep your foot on the gas. And for a lot of women, we don't have the luxury to feel we can ever take the time. So on one hand, I give Jess the kudos for being brave to say, you know what, it is what it is. But I don't give her kudos on how she handles it.
You give her what it is, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, what did she do that we're giving her kudos for?
Well, that's I'm saying, like, there's plenty of women, right, that got pregnant and would not have their baby for the sake of this business. That would not bring a baby to term for this business. And there's probably hundreds of them, you know, that some of your faves, that probably, you don't think that some of our faves that had baby, got pregnant and said, no, the time is not now. I can't do it because I got this move. You know what I'm saying? So for that, because a lot of women be like, oh, I just got this big, I can't. And I just want men to think like, it's not as easy. You can't go to your boss, even if you have a female boss, and say, hey, they're like, they care about the dollar. The bottom line is the dollar at work, not you. I don't want to have a family, a baby, maternity. They don't care about that kind of stuff. They don't. But I agree with you, Dustin, about like, it was definitely unprofessional going to the net. It really was. But her beginning, it's like reality stars. When I said before, people that started in reality and didn't have anything before that, they don't know anything else than going to the internet or like viral moments, because that's what made them. She started in the internet, like she started with social media. So that's her comfort zone, is going
over there then, because that's not how it works on the radio.
It's not. So you're right.
Go where you know. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I do. Yeah, and I listen. That's why. Listen, for me, it's one of those things where when you look at this situation, I think at the end of the day, what I like is the fact that these women can coexist in the same place because they both bring something different and unique to the show. Yeah. If I was the producer on the show, if Carlos King produced it, I would have Lauren do the news report because she's able to do her research. Lauren is a friend to the show. She was on Monday Night Live before. Lauren is a factual journalist. Like she has sources and all those things. Mm-hmm. And Jess is comedy. Jess is able to bring some comedic flavor to the stories by adding those things on. And when you have a celebrity guest on, it's one of those things where it's like The View. And my hope, this is what I think, I do think the show should be a 4-person chair. Mm-hmm. I think in the year 2025, I think Claudia is right. I think having the token woman is very archaic. And I think having 2 Black women who both bring something completely different to the table, we have to get out of this slavery mindset that only one person can be chosen. All of us are in this industry, and it's not just about this industry, it's about the workplace, right? Yeah. Where there could only be one. Do you know what I mean? We all felt that in our career. And that's why even with me, I shared this story before. When I left Atlanta Housewives, I replaced myself with a Black man because I wanted the world to know that I don't want to be the only Black man to do it. There's so many Black men who could produce this show. I found one. He's great. And the rest is history. And I think when it comes to Jess Hilarious or Lauren LaRosa, my advice to both of these beautiful Black queens is the fact that, listen, the internet can be gangsta, okay? It's full of Bloods, Crips, and everything in between, right? But my only advice that I would give, not knowing all the information, is don't let people on social media pit you against each other. People try to do it to me and Dustin. People try to do that to me and Funky Dineva. And one thing that I will say about my brothers, the fellow gay black men in this business, we don't fall into that. And
Never
I'm gonna share
will.
one story. And I'm gonna keep it moving. Me, Dustin, and Funky Dineva shared a group chat laughing at y'all who tried to pit us against each other. We laughed at it. We didn't fall for it. Or Carlos needs to do this and that. We all three of us on a group chat laughed at it because that's what people do. And listen, I'm not mad at the folks who do it online. I get it. I'm at the place in my career in life. I get what happens online. It is what it is. It's funny. Do what y'all gonna do, child. What I don't want to happen for the three of us and for anybody, including Lauren and Jeff, I don't want nobody to take that and apply it to the workplace, because you have to know who you work with, who you definitely have a relationship with, and don't allow these people in the comments to ruin a relationship that you have with somebody you work with, because all of a sudden they're feeding shit into your head and you be like, well, maybe they do have a point. No, they don't have a point. They don't have a point. You're there in real life. They don't have a point. There's no point. You're there in real life. And if you have an issue, come at them with it. And that's what me, Funky, and Dustin did. And I want to say that. But Claudia, is there anything you want to say? Because I'm glad you spoke on the women thing, because obviously, and I'll move on after this, a lot of my friends obviously are Black women. A lot of them I grew up in the business with. They're over 40. Claudia has said nothing wrong or lies no toad. A lot, 96% of my Black female friends I came up in the game with, they definitely did not have children because they did not want to lose a job, be replaced, or not get promoted. So Claudia ain't lying when it comes to that. And these are my friends. So
I've been in this business for almost 30 years. There was never a year, even when I had the most money I've ever had in the bank and in a portfolio in crypto and stocks where I had, money I never felt safe to take the time off to have a child. I never felt safe for that. And I just want people to just keep that in mind. I do not think this is going to work long term with the four of them. I don't, because of because the rollout, the way it came about, I don't think it was rolled out the right way. I look at Jess's face. She looks like she's not happy. Like I said, I just read the faces. I just think that the way things are being handled, I just see discomfort. I'm sorry. I don't know if these are the four together. They're all strong in their own way. Jess is strong in her category. Lauren is strong in her category. I don't know if this was all a rollout for Lauren's show. Like, there's also marketing things that could be at play here. Like, maybe last week was a rollout for Lauren's show this week, the soft launch. I don't really know. But I don't know. I don't see it being a happy... the way you could tell Jess is upset. She's not feeling it. And Lauren, I don't know. Do y'all think this is gonna last long term? Dustin, do you?
I think it can.
I think it can if people. One thing that I've always said, in the words of Lauryn Hill, communication can lead to no complication. I butchered it, but she said it so. I will always be a believer of, if I feel some kind of way, even if I'm honest and say, I mean, is what people saying true? I believe in, let's have a real conversation about it face to face. Let me call you and be like, I just believe in that. Me and Dustin did it. Me and Claudia, we already talked about that. We did it. So I'm hopeful that it can, but I think the only way it can work is if everybody, and maybe it happened after that episode, everybody can be in a room together and like have it out, and in the end say we're good. But what I will say, and I'll move on from this, I did like the fact that I want to say a day or two later, Jess Hilarious was trying to hook Lauren up with somebody, and they had this fun dating segment. So I do think it'll work, but I'll say this. It's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah.
And last but not least, as a producer, the best panel shows are the ones where you encourage your co-host to have dinner after hours, to hang out on the weekends, to build that chemistry. If I'm seeing you from 9 to 12 and that's it's never going to work out.
That's true.
So
I feel you on
that's
that.
why me, Claudia, and Dustin have a chemistry, and it's not the kind of chemistry y'all think it is. So anyways, I want to move on. So we are going to talk about Atlanta and touch on a biracial issue happening with Married to Medicine. But before we get to all of that, I want to get to one more Hollywood story that, to me, thank you, miscommunication leads to complication. Thank you, miscommunication. Thank you. I love our raindrops. Thank you so much, baby. Okay. Nia Long versus Sherri Shepherd was not on my bingo card. So, long story short, Sherri Shepherd went to a play. Dustin was there too. Othello, right? And Sherri Shepherd said on her own show that this unnamed actress that she won't name approached her and said that you be talking about me on your show, you be shading me on your show. And Sherri Shepherd said, I don't shade you. Long story short, it was a quick exchange, and the woman left after confronting Sherri Shepherd. Sherri Shepherd said it bothered her so much, she went to the bathroom for 15 minutes. I don't know, she had some Vaseline in her bag, child, or some knuckles. Okay, but she was waiting at the door.
Yeah, she was.
Then, Page 6 reported, Claudia and Dustin, that this woman allegedly was the beautiful legend Nia Long.
Oh,
allegedly. But breaking news, Claudia and Dustin, Nia Long posted something on her Instagram and said in the caption, about last night. Now, what do we make of this? Because you and I, Claudia and Dustin, talked about the fact that, you know, when Stephen A. Smith got confronted by LeBron James for talking about his son Bronny, we talked about how we do our job, and oftentimes we may get approached by celebrity for things we said or not said. Sherri is alleging that she never once said anything about this person, and that this person got her confused with a blogger or content creator or influencer. But what do you guys make of this entire story?
Well, Dustin was at the show, weren't you, Dustin?
I was there. Yeah, I was there. I was there at the premiere.
What you see?
I saw everybody. I saw Nia Long. I saw Sherri Shepherd. I saw Jamie Lee Curtis and talked to her for a minute. I saw everybody. I saw Jennifer Lopez. I saw everybody. I was there. Yes, I saw Sherri Shepherd. Shout out to John Murray, her incredible producer, John. That's my boy. I was there. Yeah, I didn't see them get into it. I didn't see nobody's arm getting grabbed. I didn't see Sherri spinning. I didn't see none of that. But I was there, and I was actually in the lobby when they were there. So I don't know what happened. But you know what I will say is this. Again, this goes back to just a different style, a different way of doing things. You know what I'm saying? That whatever kind of check-in took place, it was very low key, and only the people involved in that conversation knew. I also am a person who will say something to your ass when I see you. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of them. If I will wait, and when I see you, I will say something to you. So I just understood it. Shout out to those ladies' discretion at that premiere, because everybody was there. So it definitely would have been like a moment. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just think it's incredible.
Not incredible. Claudia Jordan, what do you have to say about this?
So, Nia Long, Nia Long is like gorgeous, beautiful. She could be on the cover of an Ebony magazine, a Vogue magazine. She can have a campaign looking very high-end and regal. But then at the end of the day, Nia has a side to her. She can be a little hood with it. So I do not doubt that if she needs to see someone about something, she's going to see someone. And I don't know if it's true about Sherri Shepherd really actually shading her. I don't know if she got it right or not, but I don't doubt it. And Nia been outside this year. She's been having a little bit of fun. A couple of my friends saw her at a couple of events. You know what I'm saying? So kind of getting a little 1-2 on out in these streets. So Nia is a free bird, not bird like a chicken, like a peacock, more like a beautiful, elegant one. She outside and she's having fun right now. So I think Nia got the Skims campaign. She's getting people are really talking about her a lot now. I bet you lots of millionaires and billionaires are in her DMs trying to court her. So I think she's like, you know what? Listen, I got my second win confidence. And if I need to see you about something, I'm going to see you. But then it's Sherri Shepherd. Come on, Sherri Shepherd is
I ain't seen her say nothing about Nia. I watch Sherri, and I've never seen her say nothing about Nia Long. And Sherri be talking shit. So Sherri will say something if she wants to, but I haven't seen her say anything about Nia Long.
So maybe she was wrong. And, we can be wrong. Sometimes everyone does a knee-jerk reaction, right? Like someone could have just said, oh, I heard Sherri was talking about you. And before even checking, you see her out and you go, oh, let me go see her right now. That could have been a thing, and maybe some drinks were had. Who knows? I mean, I would have been having drinks if I was at that premiere. So
I know. But no, Claudia's right. I will say this. And again, I love my raindrops. I love the fans. I love everybody because I don't take things personally. I will say this, though. I got caught up once, so I want the world to know, obviously, I'm not perfect. I got caught up once. Sometimes the fans can hype you up into believing somebody said something about you when they didn't. I cannot tell you. I've had Marlo Hampton call me. I've had Sheree Whitfield call me. I've had women approach me and say, are you talking about me? I'm like, I didn't talk about you. Well, I got a DM saying you did. I said, girl, but to their credit, they called me to talk about it. So I give them much respect. Now, my raindrops set me up one time and I fell for the okie doke. So I'm going to call out my raindrops. I was doing a live, Claudia and Dustin. And I'm just talking about Married to Medicine, whatever. My raindrops said, Carlos, Dr. Simone called you a blogger. Right? I'm live. I didn't see it. Mm-hmm. I fell for it.
You reacted.
And although to my credit, although I didn't go in like an In-N-Out burger, I definitely added some ketchup, honey mustard, and a pickle to the sauce, right? So long story short, this is a true story. I in my live and I watched it and I said, raindrops, y'all. Look, the raindrops. It did. And I said, she never once said Carlos. All she said was, Quad is doing interviews with bloggers. And I said, no, me and this woman got beef. But long story short, I invited Dr. Simone to my podcast. We addressed it. I apologized. She apologized. And we kept it moving. So I saw that to say, maybe, just maybe, Nia Long was told by somebody in her camp that Sherri Shepherd or somebody else who looks like Sherri Shepherd said something about her. I watched Sherri Shepherd's show. She doesn't shade anybody. So that's why it was very interesting to see that may have happened.
In the comments, someone said that the person is actually from Chicago, so it's not Nia because Nia's from Brooklyn. But maybe it is a wrong mistaken identity. I will say the same thing happened with TGIF. When it was real sensitive when it first happened, we first kind of broke up when Funky first left the show. During our live and his live, it was like at the same time. It was like this stupid competition. It was so dumb, right? But looking back, like when we were both vulnerable and emotions were still raw, people would be in his live being like, they talking about you. And they'd be in my live saying, he talking about you. And you would react in real time before even checking the source and not knowing where that's coming from. Like some people like being puppet master and having a little fun with like seeing if they can get a rise out of you.
So now you see why it's smart to stay out the comments.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes, stay out the comments.
Okay, that's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? Because you already know. Just Hilarious. It ain't no secret. Just Hilarious is not my favorite person. So obviously it's hard for me to see things her way, right?
Yeah.
But look what happened when she played to the comments. Right now, like Claudia, you know how to I can't look at the comments and do what we're doing right now. You do that. You can monitor them and shit. That's your radio experience. I don't even concern myself with it. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. Go ahead, Claudia. Go ahead, baby.
No. I tell myself I'm going to work on that, but then I also want to I've always been big on the interaction. it's good and bad because it's like live by the sword, die by the sword. Like you know, as much as the good things can inflate your ego and the bad things can really take you off your square. Like you shouldn't let either one of them get to you. But I am guilty of that as well. And I do want to work on that, but it won't be today. Okay.
Okay, well, good. So let's get into, before we get into the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So the beauty about the Monday Night Live, especially with these two, is that once again, all three of us are friends in real life.
Mm-hmm.
In real life. And we text each other all the time and send each other shit. So, friend to the show, Dr. Heavenly, Married to Medicine reunion was taped yesterday. So, spoiler raindrops, me and Claudia did not catch part 1. I was busy.
What were you doing? What was that movement? That looks like he was busting a nut. He was like, what was that?
It was a spasm or some shit. What the
Right?
fuck was going on? Yeah.
Was that a multiple orgasm he was having?
It was contracting.
Because Dustin, when we first started, before we got on air, he was extra cheesy. Like he's so happy now. Like he's more than the
kept in his step. Okay. Yeah. Walking around and shit.
Clicking his heels.
I don't. First of all, Claudia.
Someone said rearranging someone's guts.
Anyway.
Whenever we're right, Dustin, Carlos has no rebuttal and he just laughs.
None.
You know that?
None.
He just be like, this is Carlos.
Anyways, what was I about to say? Oh, okay. So then we didn't watch.
Someone's back was getting blown out.
We didn't watch part 1 reunion because we were busy. Anyways, so what we did catch was a stray that was thrown from Dr. Heavenly. So Dr. Heavenly posted a picture of who was Contessa's teeth, and said they were biracial.
Because Contessa had accused Dr. Heavenly's husband of having possible mixed babies with the last name Kimes. That was the quote. So that's where the biracial piece comes in. She accused Dr. Heavenly's husband of having an illegitimate child with a white woman somewhere. And so Heavenly said, well, actually, your teeth are biracial because they was brown and white. So that's like, where she was
saying that the top was white, the top was white and the bottom was black.
It was more like the middle ones. It was like, it was like her middle teeth at the bottom or whatever that Heavenly was referring, because it was a close-up, it was a zoom in.
She tried to say she had like piano keys in her mouth, like in that side,
like Alicia keys. She said biracial teeth. She had Alicia keys in her mouth. That's the kind of keys she had in her mouth. That's what that was. But
did you think it was like really a big change, a big difference in the hues?
Yeah, there was a gradient. I saw a
gradient. Not a gradient.
Yeah, and it's okay. You know what I mean? That's just what color her teeth were. But Heavenly's ass is the one who pointed it out and brought it to
Heavenly. That was not heavenly of you.
Yeah,
that is wild to say someone's teeth is biracial. Because, but let me tell you something. I didn't know the context behind it, Justin. So thanks for letting me and Claudia know. Yeah. Listen, reality TV is my favorite entertainment because I like fun shade. If you're accusing someone's husband of having biracial kids and the clapback is your teeth are biracial, that is standard shade. Claudia, you are a jokester who was raised through the ranks of somebody iconic and a Oscar winner, Jamie Foxx.
Yep.
Claudia Jordan, rate that joke that Dr. Heavenly made about Contessa's teeth being biracial in response to Contessa alleging that Heavenly's husband has biracial kids.
Top notch. So on the Jamie Foxx, on the Foxhole, that was a show we had on satellite radio. Whenever you had like the best joke of the day, our sponsor was Bud Light, and Jamie would be like, Claudia Jordan, Bud Light joke of the day. And then the other comedians would get mad, like, I had the best joke. I would give her the Bud Light joke of the day. So here's what makes something shady fun, a good read. Based on facts, where you can find evidence. Heavenly did that. She provided a photo. You can just say something about someone that's not true, or we can't have proof. You're just kind of talking out your ass. That ain't really a read. But when it's based on facts where you can provide evidence, quickness. You didn't wait. It didn't take you a long time to come up with the clapback. Bam. And then thirdly, if you can tie it in a callback, if you will, to what they said about you, like, you know, for example, when Nene said to you, oh, spaghetti strap, and I said, you need to have a little less spaghetti in your diet. It's called a callback. So when you do something like that, like you piggyback, you took what they threw at you and you threw it back at them, remixed it. So I give it a 10, 10, 10.
I agree, and I would only like to add that it was also coming from a dentist, which made it even thicker, right?
Yes.
The fact that it's coming from a dentist telling your teeth fucked up, that is the piece for me. And this is not Heavenly's first time doing that. Heavenly has put her white coat on to step in there and talk shit as a dentist a few times. Remember when she talked about she tore Mariah up on that reunion stage when Mariah tried to talk about Dr. Simone's teeth? And Dr. Heavenly went and broke down Mariah's teeth from a dental perspective, and then called her mama ugly. So it was just like it was a multi-layered situation. So yeah.
You said from a dental perspective.
Yeah, you know.
I will say this. I'm gonna need rich people to stop only focusing on the top row. I see it too many times. So many people. Rudy Giuliani is one. The top teeth are white, the bottom teeth are black or grayish hue. Stop just focusing. If you can't get both sets done, in the meantime, get you a Crest white strip, get a cleaning, get some plaque removal. There's so many things you can do. There's so many things in TikTok shop you can get to make the top and the bottom at least be, they don't have to be twins, but they got at least be cousins. You know what I'm saying? So let's at least get that together. Like, look at Carlos. I don't know if those are veneers or that's your natural born teeth, but the top and the bottom are both the same shade of white.
Carlos should look good.
Yeah, they're giving me rich man veneers done. You had them, you waited and you could afford the top row and the bottom row. You don't just go. And ladies and gentlemen, we have things today that were not available back in the day. You have Klarna, you have Afterpay. You can pay in 4 bi-weekly
scammers. You got scammers. Shit.
There you go.
Have JT get you some teeth.
You can go to Tijuana and get a $20,000 job done for $2,000. You can't listen. If you're gonna be on reality TV running your mouth, the top and the bottom has got to match.
They got to match. They got
and no more missing side teeth, people. If you have a Gucci belt and a missing side tooth, I can't rock with you because your priorities are in the wrong place. If you can spend $750 on a belt, fix the side tooth, please, and thank you.
Oh my God. That was a roast session brought to you by Claudia Jordan.
Destin, I know you feel me on that.
I definitely feel you on that. I don't even like being up in a motherfucking face close enough to know if they ain't got no side teeth. So when I find out it's missing, I'm even more offended. You know what I'm saying? So
because don't you wonder, like, how long? Like, okay, I ain't gonna lie. I had a crown, a temporary crown. I went to my family reunion and I ate some chicken. Oh no, hamburger. And when I bit it, and it popped out and fell on the ground. I said, "Oh shit!" So underneath was a little shark tooth because they have to file it down. I immediately called my dentist and said, "When I get back to LA on Monday, I need to come in." So I boiled it in boiling water. They fixed it. They put the shit back in. Whatever, right? Fix the shit. There's no way I'm waiting a week, 2 weeks, years to fix a missing side tooth, especially if you're a hearty laugher. If you're like a person, you can't be having a no, because it tells me what it tells. A missing side tooth to me shows me that your priorities are in the wrong place. They're in the wrong place.
And if you got a missing side tooth, you need to laugh like young Sealy. Remember when the kids on the color cover they cut.
Mitch Doggin said, coming from someone who finally fixed their toes. Yes, I finally fixed my toes because when I was on Housewives, when I went for my consultation, it was too barbaric. They wanted to cut bones and put rods on my feet. I said, absolutely the fuck not. So I waited till the technology advanced where I could do a surface fix. And feet are two different things. My feet ain't in no one's mouth, but my mouth is. You know what I'm saying? The same.
Well, that explains my weekend. No, but the thing is this. I will say this.
You like sucking toes?
Yeah, I'm a foot nigga.
It feels good.
I like pretty feet. I like all of that kind of shit. So that you have a responsibility.
Too.
Yeah.
Pretty boys with pretty feet. Yeah. So look, but I agree with Claudia. Listen, my advice is this. My advice is this. When you start making money, okay. This is Hey, Ashley Tongue. Welcome, look, Tongue. You need to join the party too, Ashley. Last name only. No, so look.
We going to her family reunion.
Hell yeah, that's a great last name, like a porn
I want to meet
star.
your cousins, Ashley.
Oh, King Tongue. Is that the family reunion?
I like it.
Okay, but in Claudia's defense, and Dustin knows this too. So, people, when you start making money, real talk, and you have bad teeth, and you have a job that requires you to talk a lot, get your, that's my husband's last name. Well, baby, it's about to be my new
I bet it is. Yeah.
I see why you married him.
Yeah, exactly.
Tongue to be exactly what I do. And
you talking about pedigree, okay? Lineage, goddamn.
Then they're gonna have little baby tongues.
Yes, generational wealth tongue. Yes, pass it down. Yes, baby. Okay, let's move on. Okay, so we're going to talk about the recent episode of Atlanta Housewives. So listen, y'all, our recaps are done very differently. We don't go show by show, but we definitely talk about the big moments. And I want to talk about a few moments from this week's episode of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay, so here we are. One of the scenes I want to address first is the scene where Drew Sidora, Claudia's co-star in the movie,
Run out in theaters, not on streaming, this June in all theaters.
But you were also in a movie back in the 90s.
We were in That's So Raven, the TV show, Disney.
Oh, that's right. So Claudia, you have been acting since the 90s. You are a legend.
Acting a fool.
So, what was Drew Sidora like in the 90s as you two were on That's So Raven together?
What did she lie about that on set when y'all was working together?
Oh my God, Dustin. Okay.
What was she lying about back then, Claudia?
Dustin. Full disclosure, we were not in the same scene together, so we never filmed together. So I was in my scene, I played a teacher, and she was in a different scene. So I never even crossed paths with her at the time. So I didn't meet her till many like decades later. So yeah. Dustin, you are hilarious.
I know. You listen. Dustin is really good at his job because he got Claudia Jordan to blush. She didn't know what to say.
You know when you're friends with these people, you're cool, and you're like, I already know they're gonna be like, why aren't you? I'm like, listen, hey, I cannot stop no Aries.
I ain't saying that. But all I said was she lied, and Drew done lied on camera so many times. She say up, then they cut to her saying down. Bravo is the one who told us what time it was with Drew and her allergy to the truth. You know what I'm saying? So that is Drew's fault.
But Dustin, let me ask you this. Okay, so in the scene with her and the lawyer, it was revealed that Rav is accused. This is all alleged. Drew and the lawyer are accusing Rav of sexting, that means sexual texting, with other women, tracking her car, and many other things. Was that like shocking for y'all to hear that?
No.
Or do you think Drew is lying?
No.
Wasn't shocking to me.
Why not, Claudia?
Claudia, what do you know, journalist?
What was the question?
It tracked Claudia. That tracked.
Well, that Ralph was talking to other women. Of course he was.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
Talk to you, Claudia Jordan.
Not me. Other famous women, though. That's all I can say. I cannot reveal any more than that. But
no, that's okay. I got one question to ask. Did Drew Sidora's estranged husband Ralph ever try to talk to other women in your friend circle like he was married to Drew Sidora?
You know I can't lie, but I also can't throw people on the bus.
And
that's fine.
Anyway? We already knew he was on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
Yes.
You know, yeah.
But I'm not sure the timeline, if they like where they were in it, like were they still trying to work it out? Were they separated? I didn't know how long he's been in the basement. Was it when he was in the basement? I don't know, but I do know yes. For 1,000%. 1,000%, yes.
But in his defense, if there is a defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you are separated from your wife
Yes.
and you live in the basement of said house, and I want and Dustin and Claudia, I want to know this: if you meet somebody and y'all are vibing, and the man says, "Just so you know, I'm estranged from my wife. We're getting divorced, but I do live in the basement." Is that considered cheating, or is it you know all
I'm
fair in love and war?
I wouldn't be able to tell you because there's nothing wrong with repositioning a person in your life as information is presented to you, right? So if we having a good time talking and kicking in shit and we vibing, that's cool. The minute I find out you still live in the basement and you're in the middle of a divorce, an in-house divorce, an in-home divorce, a split level divorce, you know what I'm saying? That's where I hop out the ropes. So I don't, we can just be cool and have fun. We might fuck that night, whatever. We can keep it moving, but we're not going to establish build a relationship. No, it'd be an automatic DQ disqualification for me personally.
Yeah, because I think the timeline of when it makes it a lot harder. Like the line is blurred. Like when did y'all really stop? Like were there ever times where he living in the basement? First of all, I'm not doing that. So you're in the basement. The wife is upstairs. So is there a refrigerator downstairs? Does he have to go upstairs to get him apple juice? You know what I'm saying? And when he goes up there, does he see Drew and do they reunite? And well, we've been married, so let's just fuck one more time. Like you don't really know. I'm not fucking with nobody that lives in their wife's basement. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
But no one in the basement's hollering at me either, so I don't have the option. I don't know what I do. No, but that would be weird. I feel like it's too easy to lie. Like it's too easy to holler at me when you are at least in a that. That's like he's in a halfway home. You know what I'm saying? Like he halfway in the house.
And you putting all their shit in your lap, right? Like when you decide to start dating and connect yourself to a person that's going through an experience like that, you can't help but take on their problems and shit. You know what I'm saying? As with you, and to me, you just have an option to rid yourself of all that as soon as you find that shit out. We don't have to talk. I don't have to be in your life. We don't have to be close. We don't have to be nothing because I don't want to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So, and hell, it's working for them. Ralph started a podcast called In the Basement. You know what I'm saying? Down in the basement or downstairs, whatever. It's something like that. That's his podcast. So he's figuring out how to monetize this chaotic ass circumstance that him and Drew have found themselves in. So why not?
That is a funny court order. The judge has a sense of humor, right? Like you are banished. I hereby banish you to the basement of the house. And then she's upstairs. Like, when you got someone, like you ever have a neighbor when you're in an apartment where you're upstairs, you have some shitty neighbors downstairs, you purposely walk all hard in the house, be annoying. You know what I mean? Like it just lends itself to be so messy. Like that is hilarious. Like it really is.
I know. And like, does he bring women through the back door? Like, does he have business hours with the kids?
Hopefully it's a walkout basement.
Back door in the window.
So he could just walk out down there on that level. He ain't even got to come upstairs. Hopefully you only have to do that cat burglar walk to the front door and shit because he don't want to see nobody. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully he don't have to do all of that. So
yeah, that would be weird.
Very weird.
No, it's weird. And it was weird that he was tracking her car because it's sort of like he's alleging that Drew Sidora was somebody he was married to that he clearly did not trust.
Yeah.
And that was the one surprise to me. Like, did they not have a trusting marriage based on him doing that in the first place?
Yeah,
I don't think they did. I think that there was some again, the mistrust comes from telling lies. And as we can see, they were at odds. They were enemies basically in that house. He's going to Florida for days at a time. She don't know where he is. Has all kind of new connections in her life. People had a lot of questions about, you know what I'm saying? Like there seemed to be two different experiences going on in the same bedroom. And so that is why he decided I think that's why they decided to end the marriage. He went downstairs and they seem to be doing good now.
Baby, if that ain't good, I mean, if that's good, then baby, I'd rather be bad because that is not a living arrangement that I like. But I want to move on into something because Claudia, I want to ask you this. In this episode, Britt Eady, a new housewife, mentioned that she was a video vixen in high school, which surprised me because in high school, you're between the ages of 14 and 18.
Yeah, wow.
You have been a video vixen, Claudia Jordan. You have been in a lot of music videos. Is it normal to be a high school vixen in music videos?
No, not at all. Not that it can't happen. Because of the way some of these, we finding out a lot of these men, these artists are moving, the ones, and we're taking another look at the lyrics now. You may be young, but you ready, and all kind of shit like that, and all that. Call me daddy. I don't know, but it is very weird to have someone below the age of 18. I don't even know if you can, like. They usually like to have adults on set, so that I don't know what video. Do you guys know what video she was in?
No.
No.
Nope. I didn't know her until she was announced as cast on this show. And I think she's a great addition to the show, personally. But I didn't know anything about her. And that was one of the most refreshing parts of her casting announcement. I was like, okay, a new face, a new story, a new person that I have no idea about their background. So I did not know. And I don't recognize, I don't remember her face. You know what I'm saying? From any videos I used to watch back in the day or anything. I don't remember.
She said she was in a music video, the artist, Soulja Boy, Kiss Me Through the Phone. Okay, so she's been in some, not that she's lying, I just don't know. And I also, I don't keep track of like the young, like the ones that like 10, 20 years younger than me. Not to say she wasn't, but I don't know. But I do know the video scene changed from back in the 90s, 2000s to it just changed because they started lowering the budgets and it was just different. Like before, the record labels had to sign off on you because you represented the rollout of a song. So like it was just like the stakes were a little bit higher. Not to diminish what she's doing. I'm just saying the scene changed. But yeah, she's a pretty girl though.
No, she's a beautiful woman, beautiful girl. But the thing is, okay, what I'm trying to
they said she had a different nose back then. That's what they're saying. Your raindrops are being shady. They're saying you might not have recognized it because she had a different nose back then.
Well, she looks good now. That's all we know. You know
great.
what I'm saying?
Raindrops sound like something.
That's your people, Carlos.
Not my people.
That's your raindrops.
But no, I will say this. I want to get into this scene because, first of all, I love this episode. I love episode 3. I'm liking this season a lot because I like to get to know new people, right? And I'm really I like Britt Edie. I want to say that for sure. When I'm watching her solo scene, I look at things in a unique way. So I'm looking at the dynamic between her and her husband, and I'm out. This is my opinion based on the scene. I don't know them personally. I don't know anything about them. I'm only basing this off of the scene. Britt Edie and her husband, to me, they don't have chemistry. I don't see it. I don't see it. Britt is a beautiful woman. Her husband's a handsome guy. She said she was used to rappers and she dated Rick Ross. She said that. And she wanted to find this husband and she found her husband. I'll say this much. When I see Gerald and Shamea, I see a connection. Gerald loves him some Shamea, honey. When I see Angela Oakley and Charles Oakley, I see they have this amazing chemistry where you could tell they have fun in the house. Like they Jones each other. The jury's still out on Britt Edie and her man for me in the sense of, okay, something appears to me to just seem like, I don't know. And listen, maybe she, and this is why I want to bring this up. When a woman is used to dating a certain type, and then you go with another type, I do wonder, like, okay, are you with him because on paper he's what you want, but are you in love with him? Are you infatuated with him? Those are some things in that scene, and maybe it'll come out in more episodes. But in that scene, I didn't see anything.
I mean, a lot of people have expressed curiosities when it comes to Brittany Edie's husband, Mike. His name is Mike, right? I think his name is Mike. Brittany and Mike. A lot of people have expressed that they have certain curiosities regarding him, and I do admit that there appears to be some sort of disconnect. But I also think that he was present in that scene when they were talking. Although there was a disconnect, he was still very present. So I don't know if this is him being new to being filmed, or I don't know if that's what it is. I don't want to
Good point.
yet. I feel like it's premature for me to just me. I feel like it's premature for me to attach it to or attribute it to something connected to their relationship just yet. I don't feel like I've seen enough of them in scene together to really say, okay, although I do have, red flags that pop up upon first glance, I don't know enough. I haven't seen enough of them engaging with each other to kind of put a handle or a name on what it is. But there is some sort of disconnect. I hope they prove me wrong. I hope they end up being a power couple and we see them have babies and whatever. If they don't want no babies, whatever. But we see them, see success as a couple. I hope that's what we see. So I don't know.
Same here. Yeah. But that's a good point. He is new to the show, to cameras, and he could come across shy. So that's a really good point. Claudia, what are your thoughts?
They also got together during COVID, right? So things were different then. It's almost like getting with someone when you're in jail, right? You get with someone in prison, your standards are different than when you're out free and you have more options, right? Like you're like, you know what? You're good. You kind of helped me through a traumatic. You bond with people during COVID. A lot of people bonded with people during COVID that may not have been their type had they had more options and more choices being around more people. That could be it. Also, number two, I had a relationship and we went on TV and people thought, oh, he's not into you. Sometimes you have people that are like very stiff and not TV camera ready, and they have no awareness of like, if I don't fix my face, like some people are just stiff and have awkward senses of humor. So that could be it. So I think it is like Dustin. I was like, I agree with you. It's too early to like condemn them just yet and say, oh, she's just a trophy wife and there for the money, and he just looking at her because she's like gorgeous, and that's it. Maybe a few more episodes in if we still feel that. But in the beginning, I think we got to give a little grace because he just might not. Maybe she had to talk him into being on the show because if you're successful in business, you might not want to be on a reality show. You might be like, you know what? I don't know.
Yeah.
And he might be a little hesitant, but doing it for her because he loves her. But we will see. Listen, reality fans will get to the bottom of it by the end of season 1. They are going to know. But I think it's a little early to know. But again, that COVID piece. And him being a little stiff, maybe, I don't know.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was the timeline for them. I didn't know they got together during COVID. That's a great point. Also, though, Atlanta was open. So
Atlanta's what?
Atlanta was open during COVID. So they weren't as isolated as you might like to think. You know what I'm saying? They was moving around. Hell, I left New York and went down to Atlanta. I was so excited to hear, can I start you guys with some drinks and so I was so happy to hear that and see a menu. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We don't know.
They went to the courthouse to get married. That's what they said. And they also said that Brittany is Fallon's cousin. Is that true? Fallon's cousin? Is that true?
No.
I haven't heard that.
I've been... Yeah, and it's funny because I don't know about that. As a journalist, I'll find out, but I don't think so. I don't think so, but we'll see. We'll see. But no, I do like Britt.
I think she could fit on the show, Fallon, right now. I'd watch that. Personally.
I'm over it.
But I
don't care.
To get into. Well, let's talk about this.
Oh,
there seems to be this episode to me. Oh, they said it's not true. Okay, thanks, raindrops. See, my raindrops always get the tea. This episode to me as well, and we talked about this, Claudia and Dustin, in the first episode. This episode to me was sort of like part 2 of something's happening between Shamea and Porsha, right? Yes, and I felt like this episode was kind of unearthing some things that we may see later this season. Porsha met with Kelly, and y'all know as of now, before y'all read me, as of now, Kelly is my favorite newbie. As of now, I like her the most. I like all the girls. If I had to pick a favorite out of the newbies, it'll be Kelly. I like her the most. Okay. Kelly is meeting with Porsha. You too, Claudia? Okay. So she then tells Porsha what she told Shamea. And then Porsha said, I'm paraphrasing, my best friend told you to like come back at me with that, whatever. Right? So that was one like, Then Porsha met with Miss Diane. Hi, Miss Diane. I love you. I love Miss Diane.
Hey, Reno.
Yes, I love Miss Diane. So Miss Diane and Porsha are conversing, and Porsha gives Miss Diane the update on what's going on between her and Shamea. Miss Diane said, and I don't want to misquote Miss Diane, because that's my mama, honey. But Miss Diane said, watch out for the dog who will bring the bone. What do y'all think is going on? Are we seeing the beginning of friction between the two of them? And not to spoil it for anybody, Porsha did do an interview. No, I'm sorry, she did a live, excuse me, where the fans did ask her why she did not promote Shamea's single, and Porsha said Shamea did not send it to her. So it does seem like something's happening there, and I feel like this episode was the beginning of what we may see play out. Did y'all think the same thing too?
Absolutely. First of all, I will say Miss Diane looks really refreshed. She looks good. She's looking really, really good. Like she looks great. Okay, I'm get that out the way. Number two, 1000%. And I thought the conversation with Kelly and Porsha, I think Porsha was a little too open to believe her best friend would stab her in the back so early on. Like maybe there's some stuff we haven't seen, but she was so quick to be like, my best friend would tell you to do this. She didn't tell her to do it at her party. She said to talk to her. And I just felt like, does Porsha want to have beef with her? I do think there's probably some feelings of, listen, we all thought with Porsha coming back, being like, you know, the big name as far as the big part of this franchise, that this would be the Porsha Williams show this time around. And it is not lining up to be the Porsha Williams show. It is the Shamea and the Kelly show, in my opinion. And I do think when you're filming and you can feel it and you hear how many days a week someone else is filming and shit's getting back to you, oh, this is your trip, or we're doing an all cast at your house, you stop feeling away like, oh. And if you have been little girling someone for years, which I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I think people said they were mad at us last week. They said we're a little too soft on Porsha, Carlos. So I'm gonna keep it a buck this week. I think
first of all,
raindrops.
Like nope. First of all, don't say raindrops. Like Justin said, read the comments. No, we give our honest opinion. I'm honest. But go ahead. What you gonna say?
I think Porsha is feeling a way that this season is not panning out the way she thought it would be, and she's feeling more like I won't say B level, but she's not feeling like the star right now of the show, as big of a personality she is. And she is. She's a big part of this franchise. And I think there is going to be some feelings. And if you feel that way, and this is someone that, in your opinion, has always been a friend of your plus one, so to say, the person that you bring along, and then they are rising above you, kind of like the whole Jess and Lauren thing, you're going to feel away. It is human nature. I don't care who you are. If you feel like I'm that bitch, and then another girl comes in and you feel, even if it's not real, you feel like they are taking over, being elevated, you're going to feel away. And you're going to be extra quick to be like, wait, she said what? And I think, like, you know, that conversation is definitely foreshadowing to the future. I believe that they will fall apart. I think it's going to cause a rift between them in real life. That's what I think. But, you know, what do I know?
I thought Porsha and her mama was reaching. You know what I'm saying? When they said that shit, I didn't understand where Porsha's mom was coming from with that. And I didn't understand why this disagreement or this issue between Kelly and Porsha somehow ended up in Shamea's lap. I didn't understand that. And Shamea did what you're supposed to do, which is say, hey, you need to talk to her about her business. Don't be talking about her to everybody else. Somehow that messaging got twisted into Porsha told you to attack me, or Shamea told you to attack me. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I thought they were definitely reaching with that. And like Claudia said, sometimes people can use one situation as an excuse to beef with you, and they've been waiting to beef with you anyway. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They can kind of create some sort of situation to create something that you did, but they've been friends for a long motherfucking time, since they was kids. And to me, that supersedes fodder for a television show or doing something to make a television show interesting. To me, you prioritize protecting that relationship. So I'm probably in a minority here, but I don't want to see Porsha and Shamea fight. I don't. I want to see them, or at least not about that. Don't fight over being jealous of Shamea getting spotlight and getting platformed and, you know, pushed to the front. I hope it's not related to a jealous issue. I hope they can work it out. I'm enjoying the hell out of Shamea on this show. I do think it's the Shamea show, and that was a surprise that none of us saw coming. And hey, if they fall out, let it be over something worthwhile, not over jealousy or anything like that. So I don't know. I hope that's not what we're about to be presented with, but we'll see.
I think that, yeah.
Okay.
So I hope they can too. But if someone was my friend for 20 years or since we were kids, it should not be that easy for someone to carry a bone to
I
me.
agree.
Put something in my head. The first thing should be like, nah, that's my girl. Hold on, let me call her right now. I'm gonna text her. There would be none of that. It should not be that easy for someone to like that you just met to tell you about your person of 20, 30 years that they're foul like that. If you're that easy to be influenced by an outside source, then we were never best friends and we were never that tight. If you are that easy, your first feeling should be disbelief. And
I
even
agree.
and even when Diane said that to Porsha, I think Porsha, like Diane has seen this girl since they were kids. Like she should not be so quick. So I don't know if that's a TV moment or once again, her mother not holding her daughter accountable and like, you're always right. It's everybody else is wrong. No, hold up, Porsha. That's been your girl since you were little kids. Make sure you find out before you jump into this mess and go believe in what some new girl is telling you. You know, like you got to protect if you are real friends, you have to protect your real friends. Like, hold up, let me call her right now. That's what I would do. Sorry.
Of course. Especially if we're shooting a fucking TV show together. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go out of my way to protect whatever kind of real legitimate connection we have. So maybe the fact that that isn't being done here reflects that it's not a real friendship like we all thought it was. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
I want to raise this question though, because you know, we're all very intelligent people.
Thank you.
It's on my raindrops. So I always like to go a little deeper in the intellectual sense, right? When when I say this, I'm not saying this is Porsha and Shamea before y'all running their DMs saying we're saying this about them. So I want to make that clear. I want to bring up something that Oprah and Gayle talked about in their friendship, right? And I want to get y'all perspective on this because this is real life stuff. And the beauty of these conversations is I always like it to relate to everybody, not just reality stars. When you are two sets of best friends, I mean, when you have a best friend, so the two of you are best friends, and one best friend is arguably like the star, right? The star, famous, the star at their job, just that girl or that guy, right? And the other person, just by proxy of whatever, just isn't. When Oprah and Gayle met each other, Oprah was the anchor and Gayle was the production assistant. That's how they met. Oprah was the anchor, on camera anchor, and Gayle was the production assistant whose job was to pretty much find and do everything for Oprah, the anchor. They became best friends because one night Oprah needed pantyhose or something, and they, you know, they had like a girls' night, and they became best friends ever since. And one thing Oprah has always said about Gayle is Gayle is happier for her success than Oprah is for her own. And one thing Oprah has said that we've seen trend all over, she said that you can never have a friend who wants your life.
Yeah.
You can never have a friend who wants your life. So my question is this, and again, I'm not saying this is Shamea and Porsha's situation. It just made me think about this because I also thought about Mariah and Quad from Married to Medicine, how it was rumored for a very long time, and they both addressed it in my podcast, watch it, was Mariah jealous of Quad becoming the breakout star? It's one of those things that happens in everyday life. So my question is this, and I want us to be real about this. If you, obviously, Claudia and Dustin, you two are stars in your own right, right? Is it difficult for your friend to come onto your situation and want to be a part of your situation? Is that hard to stomach based on the definition of how y'all started out being friends? Like, would y'all feel some kind of way if all of a sudden, Dustin, somebody said to you were friends with, and you didn't know this, hey, I'm going to start doing podcasts and the host of Cedar Winery, but that person was a lawyer. And Claudia, if you had a female friend who said, all of a sudden, I want to act and do all these other stuff, but that person was a nurse, would y'all feel some kind of way?
Personally, I wouldn't. And as the least famous person on the screen right now, I think this is where I need to speak, right? No, I think that when you have a real friendship, a real relationship with someone, jealousy is simply not a part of the equation. speaking for me personally, I'm not I celebrate success of my friends and even people I don't know, but damn sure of my friends and people I fuck with. Carlos, I'm a host, I'm a writer, I'm a producer, I'm a comedian. You do those things. And you got me up here. You know what I'm saying? I'm on this show, on the screen right now. That tells you right there that you can have a real friendship. You can make space. I don't know. Jealousy, envy, those things just don't have a place in friendships and relationships in my life personally. I have a zero tolerance policy for that. And I'm a person who is always going to leave room for somebody to come up next to me. I lift all my friends up. I try to help my friends. I'm just not no hater like that. And I want nothing but I want my friends to see their dreams and go even further. So me personally, I definitely think you can be friends with a person for real and not have jealousy and shit come into play. I would not. It's happened to me. I've been podcast. The Friend Zone turns 10 years old in August. I've been podcasting for almost 10 years now. People have come and gone, wanted to introduce new shows, wanted to start podcasts. And you know what I did? Helped them. Gave them whatever kind of knowledge I had, gave them whatever keys I had. If they were serious, I put them in position and made introductions to get their shows green lit and moving forward. That's the kind of shit I be on. Them the only kind of motherfuckers I want around me. Both of y'all have put my name in rooms that I wasn't in. Both of y'all have suggested me for items for opportunities. Both of y'all have given me opportunities that have literally put money in my pockets, and I would do the same motherfucking thing for y'all, and y'all know it. So to me, real friendship is just one thing. It is what it is, and I definitely think that it can exist even when you have similar professional interests. To me, it makes it even better because y'all can like build. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I am. I know I might be in the minority, but that's honestly how I feel. So.
I think there's two types of people in the world. I think there's people that come from a lack mindset where they like there's only enough for a small amount of people. So I'm not going to tell you about auditions because, you know, that will take away from me. Then there's people that come from an abundance kind of mindset. That's like, you know what, whoever's supposed to get it is supposed to get it. And if I give you something might come back to me in the future. And it's just positive energy. I think anyone can look at my timeline and my life and see that I'm a person that I like being in a crew of badass girls that got it going on. And some look better than me. Some are richer than me. Some have better bodies than me. But that doesn't make me feel insecure. It actually makes me feel better that I can hang with this crew. You know what I mean? Like I look at how powerful that image is when we all walk in together. But I'm also someone who was on a team. I think I highly recommend if you have kids, getting your kids in a team sport because I ran track. I had my individual race, 100-meter dash, 200-meter dash, but I loved the relay. It was teamwork. If second leg was weak, third leg was strong, and we all won a gold medal. And if you have that kind of mindset, you'll never lose. You'll always keep winning. I know I'm not the prettiest. I'm not the most articulate. I stutter. I stumble. I've had a lot of speech issues and things since I had my concussions. So I'm not the most polished, but I know I continue to get blessed with jobs that it requires speaking, even though I'm not necessarily the best. Memory's all fucked up because of good positive energy I put out in the universe before. So I feel like when you don't worry, you leave it, give it to the universe and give it to God. It always comes back. Nothing I get now is from auditioning or trying. It just comes to me now. And I have to believe that is from not having that like lack mindset. No, all mine. So with that being said, if your friend is a secretary or an assistant and they want to kind of step into a realm and they come to you, that means they respect what you're doing. Now, if they get obnoxious about it once they get on, that's a whole nother conversation. But it ain't going to take away from you if you share auditions. It's not going to take away from you if you share. You are, no matter where you are, your opportunity will come find you no matter where you are. So yeah, it's like I said, two type of people. So
I agree with that. And well, first of all, Dustin, thank you. You know, I love you.
I love you too.
And I think that's a good example because, you know, I'll speak about myself. I don't like being the only person in the room. I don't like it. Mm-hmm. I've come with a lot of people in this room, and I'm going to be honest. I remember one of my best friends who's now in heaven. He and I interned together. And long story short, after internship, you're trying to find a job. And the job after internship is called production assistant, which is what Gayle King was to Oprah Winfrey. So anyways, he got the job that I wanted. And this is a true story. And I was like in my early 20s. And he is my best friend. And I remember for 5 seconds being like, why not me? And I'm being real. But I remember, I swear to God, I remember being like, dang, well, I didn't get it. Dang. From me being happy for him, but I just remember feeling that. And I swear to God, I said to myself, don't you ever feel that way again. Yeah. I nipped that shit in the bud so fast. Because I remember thinking to myself, you can never feel this way. You can never feel this way. And that's when I started to remind myself, because I'm spiritual. And I remember saying to myself, what is meant for you is meant for you. This wasn't for you. This was for him. And I think, listen, nobody wants to admit to ever feeling insecure or feeling jealous. I will admit that in my early 20s, that was my first and only time being jealous. And I had to check myself at the door and say, you cannot feel this way ever again in life. And I swear to you, I have never felt that way since. And the reason why I give so many people opportunities, me and Claudia talked about me meeting her at this gay bar called the Abbey, and me being like, oh my God, she's everything to me.
Shout out to the Abbey in LA.
Yes.
Shout out to the Abbey.
Shout out to the Abbey. You know, I don't like being the only one in the room. I just said 30 minutes ago when I left Atlanta Housewives, I replaced myself with a Black man because I wanted everybody to know that there's more Black men out there that can do this job, and obviously Black women too. But I saw that to say, it's okay if you ever felt that way. The problem though is when you don't check it at the door. And number two, when you allow it to fester so hard that you lose a real friendship. So Claudia is right, Dustin is right. What people need to understand is this. At the end of the day, money is energy and currency is energy. Yeah. And if y'all don't ever listen to anything I say, in this space, wherever you're in, when you see your friends being blessed, that means you're on the list to be next. And it doesn't mean that you become jealous of them. It means your time is near. And that's the beautiful thing about even the three of us doing this tonight. Like, I didn't know this was going to be something we would do, but it's because of the energy and that we have as friends. And I want all of us to win. And if you have a friend that you may be jealous of, my advice to you is to check yourself at the door and don't allow that to fester longer than a day. I did 5 seconds, child, because I felt so bad that I felt that way. But again, it's okay to feel it. What's not okay is for it to ruin your friendship. So
can I piggyback on that real quick, Carlos?
Go ahead.
I'm not in my head because I'm so glad you admitted that. I had that happen once too. When I was like 21, I brought this girl to a model agency. She was a stripper, but she had a really sad story. And I brought her, and she was 6 foot tall, looked like Cindy Crawford, gorgeous. Like, this girl needed to be on the runways of Paris, right? And I brought her to my agency that I was a beginner model, and she immediately blew up. She went to Paris. She did all the runway shows. And for a minute, maybe like a week, I was jealous of her. So I don't want to act like I just came out the womb knowing it all and I never felt jealousy. Because I felt what you felt, I never wanted to feel that ugly emotion again because it consumed me. And I could not imagine that. I had to check myself and be like, oh, what is this? Like, first of all, I'm not 6 foot tall, thin like that, and looking like Cindy Crawford. I'm 5'7.5", thicker. That's never going to be my reality. And I think people need to do a lot of self-reflecting and being real about where they are and what is their real lane. I think everyone sees themselves as main character, star, and maybe you're a good supporting actress, or maybe you're a commercial model, or maybe you're a producer. That should not make you and as soon as I let go of that, I swear blessings out of the come. But while I was obsessed with her, why not me? I wasn't getting shit. And as soon as you let that go, you good.
I didn't mean to cut you off, friend, but also there's something to be said for, like, I don't know, you believe in God, you believe in whatever your personal belief system is, the universe, whatever. There's something to be said for being the conduit for something else. There's something to be said for being the person who was put in that position to give someone else the opportunity to get what was theirs anyway. So maybe God put you in a position to get that girl signed. You know what I'm saying? And that was your job. That's a value. There's power in that station in life. Sometimes your job or your purpose is to give somebody else the opportunity to shine and do their thing so that they can take their wings and go. And there's pride in that position as well. People gotta it's I don't know. I'm a person who I love my friends. I like to see my friends do good. It ain't always got to be about me. Yeah, I am a star. You know what I'm saying? And don't ever get that fucked up. But that does not mean that my friends aren't too. That don't mean my friends aren't bigger stars than I am. That don't mean that my friends won't remain bigger stars than I am. And that's okay, because I'm gonna always be there to pick them up. That's your job as a friend to me. So like just that,
just like basketball, we on a team, an assist is very valuable. Just like scoring the point, you can be, you gave 10 assists in a game. You contributed a lot to that team winning. So you can win by assisting, and you can win by scoring.
Yes.
You both win. Oh, we dropping gems tonight, baby. We dropping gems.
We are, but that's what this is about. But yes, I'm gonna end with this. Not everybody's meant to be the star. It's okay to be supporting. Because listen, one thing my team has said to me, this is true tea. My team said to me recently, we have no desire to have people know who we are, Carlos. Because the shit we see you deal with.
You got stars on your team, for real, Carlos.
I got stars. They're amazing.
Personalities, like, yes.
Right, Dustin? My team is amazing. They said to me, like, none of this, and based on what you go through, bro, we good. We get paid well. We get to go out to eat without being interrupted, and we ain't got shit people say about us. So again, not everybody's meant to be that. It's okay to be supporting, and if anything, child, there'll be times I'm like, Lord, but then I'm like, okay, child, I'm good. But again, that's a conversation for another day. Now, before we end, we got to talk about the shade of the night of the episode. And LaToya Jackson, Claudia's friend, was brought up. In addition to
Celebrity Apprentice.
First of all,
13 million viewers. Or was it 15? I don't keep track after 10.
LaToya Jackson's name was mentioned, and Claudia's other friend, Flavor Flav. So,
what the fuck?
Angela, aren't y'all friends? No.
I don't know Flavor Flav. I met him once.
Everybody, I just assume. Listen.
Now they're going to say I fucked him too.
What the fuck? I don't know no goddamn Flavor Flav.
I met him once in Vegas.
I thought he was Celebrity Princess with you. My bad, Steph.
You tried it though. That's cute. That's cute. I can't wait to go to the next.
Claudia, you do know everybody though. You know everybody, Claudia.
Look at Carl trying to play innocent.
I did not.
What did I do?
I'll be like, Claudia, this such person, XYZ. Claudia be like, oh, baby, let me tell you. She'll give you 25 years of a rundown. You be like, damn, I had no idea. And Claudia be knowing. So yes.
When you're right.
That's why I love Claudia Jordan. Claudia's gonna check me in the moment, and I never met her. But Claudia, I was not intimating that. I really thought you was Flavor Princess. My bad, sis. Claudia, for the record, Claudia Jordan did not date Flavor Flav. Neither did I. I know Claudia's type, and I'll leave it at that.
Oh, yes, you do. Thanks for the video.
I text her. You're welcome. You're welcome. Between us girls. Anyway, Claudia.
And Gage, I was on that group chat as well. I like to add.
Just need a little cardio, and we'll be good. Cardio.
Anyway, Claudia. Look.
You're going to get him, by the way. Let me stop talking, though, because I'm on Hennessy. But it's going to happen, Claudia.
Thanks, Dustin.
After seeing him in person,
oh, damn.
Anyway,
Claudia, old hoe, seasoned kitty with wisdom. I wish I was an old hoe. I have not had sex in 2025. I wish I was.
Wait a minute. What?
Y'all. Yes, I wish I was the hoe y'all say I was. My sex life online is so popping. Y'all believe everything someone in a reality show argument says about me. They don't know my pussy. I wish I had the mileage y'all said I had. Most of the time, I'm home with the cats. I sleep with Shelly. Shelly been with me for 20 years. That's my cat.
Yes.
Shelly knows all the secrets. I'm telling you, y'all have me with this nigga, that one, this one, that one. Y'all try to say it was with all these people. I wish at 51 I was a hoe. I wish I had all these tales to tell, but I have not.
And they be so off. As a person
off.
who you told shit, they be so off.
They
like
be
it
so
ain't even nowhere near the niggas y'all think it is. Like,
I wish I was a hoe. It seems so fucking fun. I wish I was a gold digger. I'm sick. I told y'all I don't have it no more. I ain't got no diamonds no more. Look, these are moissanite, whatever that shit is. I wish I was the hoe, y'all. I wish I had niggas coming through my 10-foot custom door that took 4 months to make, but
that
I don't.
Iron door. Hell
I
yeah.
have not had sex with anyone since I got this house. I have not had anyone in this house. No penile has entered me in my home, and I've been here for 2 years. So the whole
Justin, can you say the same?
A resounding no. As a matter of fact, hell no. I love him. Listen, don't even get me started.
Look at people tell me who I mess with. Claudia, you mess with Christian. I never had sex with Christian Keys. We went bowling. We hung out a couple times. That's my friend, but we never slept together. He rubbed my back in the music. He rubbed my back. He rubbed my back in a music video. He played the masseuse in the Joe video. Why just be friends? He rubbed my back. And if I hit that, I would tell y'all because I'd be bragging. He fine.
She would too. She would tell y'all.
Claudia.
Yes. Yes, my door is everything.
Claudia. Listen, I've said this, and I never switched up. Even when people used to read me about Claudia, I never switched up. I always said Claudia is a star, and I don't care if y'all don't see it. When I see it, y'all gonna figure it out. I think they have figured out by now. Claudia is funny AF. She is a star. Claudia, I can't. Okay, I gotta move on, Claudia. You are just.
She is.
Anyways,
she is a star, and I want to say this. I got the extended director's cut of that Puerto Rico shit when she was cussing Nene ass out in Puerto Rico. You remember when you and Cynthia called me from Puerto Rico and we talked about what happened that night at that table and I remember what you told me you said that didn't make air. I remember a few of the things you told me you said that didn't make the air in that argument. Claudia been a motherfucker since I met her day one, and that's why we can.
Carla, love you. Yeah. Thank you, Justin. Carla, can you release the unedited version? Because y'all really took about 10 of my reads. You guys used all 4 of Nene's reads. They all made the first cut. I had 20. Y'all only 4. No, I'm not blaming you. The editors. So I need you to go back.
Not you.
He's saying they blame him. Yeah,
there was way more, but we cool now. It's all good. I just want to talk to Nene. I think like now enough time has gone by. Like I think
I'm going to ask Nene if you can be on her talk show.
Either I go on her talk show or she go on. We could maybe interview each other. I think
that
would be epic and for the culture.
Yeah.
It would be. Nene, I'll call you after this. Nene, I would like for you to have Claudia join on your couch. Y'all can talk about that fateful night. Because I want.
It's 10 years ago. Like enough time.
Y'all should definitely talk. Y'all should definitely do that.
It'll be good. I'm gonna text Nene after this.
I'm not mad at that.
This is good. This is my favorite episode.
Carlos, you should have them on Reality with the King. That way it's neutral ground. Because you know if Claudia go on Nene's show, she gonna think, and if Nene go on Claudia's show, the egos and shit, having them come to neutral ground, having them come on Reality with the King.
Hold up. Someone said we do not need Claudia begging. I'm not gonna beg nobody. First of all, I'm still the same motherfucker that I am. I'm not begging nobody, but like I think she'd be open to it. Like we're both in a good place.
Beg. They said you begging.
Are in a good place. We don't let me supposed to get to y'all.
Claudia,
okay,
now.
Let me not look at the comments. Not look at the comments.
No, it'll be good. It'll be good. But I want to talk about Shamea versus Angela Oakley, which, by the way,
that was good.
Angela Oakley, you are coming for the #1 spot. I love Angela Oakley this episode. It is something funny and subtle about her shade, and she's quick. Yep. Angela Oakley and Charles Oakley to me reminds me of like old school Atlanta Housewives.
For sure.
Like, you know what I mean? Like I could see Angela Oakley with Nene and Sheree and Kim Zolciak. Like she reminds me of that era. She was so funny in this episode. I love me some Angela Oakley. When her and Shamea got into it, and she called her Flavor Flav because she allegedly is Portia's hype woman. And then Shamea goes with her 99 no's. And I mean, the shade ensued. It reminded me of just like old school housewives.
100%.
And she called her Shameen instead of Shamea.
Shamina.
Mhm.
We watched it. Okay, so I gotta jump in these ropes. Y'all turning. I gotta jump in these double dutch ropes one time. Let me tell you. First of all, you are 100% right. That was old school Real Housewives of Atlanta, classic verbal, tete-a-tete, back and forth. That's what we want. It wasn't rooted in nastiness. It was just nasty enough. And it was also off the dome. And that's what I appreciated most about that situation. You have got to be a certain type of person to be able to keep up in the moment. And like Claudia said, do callbacks based on what the other person said. That was in the moment, off the dome insults, right? Some people call it reading. Insults is a broader term that everybody can understand. That's what that was. And so them being able to do that, and Angela doing it, not only doing it, but doing it with a smile on her face, she is formidable. She's fit for this space. She knows how to do this. And that's why it was so good. Her saying, it actually tracks with your name, Shamina. The way she was saying Shamea, with that off the shoulders, top on them earrings, and that black woman haircut that we love and can relate to, that never fucking goes out of style, that black pixie short haircut and them earrings clanging, her turning around and shit. That was some shit that resonated with us as black people in America. We understood that situation. The insults was hitting. I thoroughly enjoyed that scene, and I have watched it several times. And Porsha providing the ultimate assist with the he Michael Jackson singing. That was perfect. I enjoyed it, and the
Heavy D at the end.
Heavy D and Chuck D. Her saying Porsha, she told Shamea, you need a clock.
So good. Claudia Jordan, take it away.
This kind of reading will make me want to do this whole season. Watch this whole season, because I'm telling you, this is the most I've watched Housewives since I left. I would peek in here, see a clip here or there, whatever. But I like the new energy the girls are giving. They are holding their own. They're not intimidated by the older girls. They are by the vets. They are coming with their own shit. I like it. I'm here for it. I do think Angela, like someone said in the comments, is kind of like the new kind of Kenya, like smart, pretty, but lethal. Like, I love a read that's based on truth. I love it, love it. Like, that's so much better than some mean shit that really didn't happen, or you're just trying to be a baseless insult. When it's based on something in the moment, I like a quick thinking woman that's just like on her shit, because that's not rehearsed. You know what I mean? Like, that's not like prepped and all that.
Exactly.
It was entertaining. I had to rewind it a couple times, the whole Flavor Flav part and the nose. And then when Shamea did the nose thing, was it Shamea that did that? Who did the nose thing?
That was Shamea.
And I was like, oh, because the nose, it does sound like she's like congested when she talks. So that's a read based on, it does look good, but it's a read based on truth. And we all saw it. So I liked it. I'm looking forward to next week's episode. So I like this group of girls. They got it right.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. So, no, another great episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Yes.
And another great episode of Monday Night Live. I love the two of you so much. You two bring, it's funny. It's funny, real talk. I was actually looking forward, not that I don't look forward to it, but meaning so much was happening that I was like, I can't wait to talk to Claudia and Dustin on Monday.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So I know we have our own group chat, but I was actually like, I had a crazy weekend. I was a little tired today, but the one thing that kept me going was like, at 7 o'clock, I get to do this with the two of you. So I wanted y'all to know that you two did not, and you don't ever, but tonight was no disappointment. So I enjoyed y'all so much.
I feel the same. I feel the same way. And every time I get the call from your assistant, because that's what rich people do, they have their assistant reach out. They don't. Whoa! Wait a minute. Carlos.
Yeah.
Did you give us? You just gave us dick print. I
did not do that.
I saw you over here dressed like a little thought. You might as well have on some gray sweatpants on with no drawers. You don't have any drawers on. You don't.
I'm wearing shorts
with no drawers. You have no drawers
What you
underneath.
gonna say?
You got on beachcomber shorts and a beachcomber hat. That's what you're doing. This nigga on holiday. He don't even go out of town. He on holiday. That's what that's
Carlos,
called. Okay.
He
Yeah.
sort of dang-a-lang. Like okay, prove I'm wrong. Stand up and pull down the waistband and show me you have underwear underneath your shorts. Prove it to me.
Oh my, Claudia Jordan, thank you so much for coming on tonight. Love you so much.
Carlos. Carlos.
Cut me off. I'm in the chat. Cut me off. Am I lying? Raindrops. Raindrops. One thing Claudia do, and I'm going to be annoying and be third person. One thing Claudia does not do is lie. I may talk a little shit. I may be messy, but I don't lie. Right, Justin? I do not lie.
She don't lie. I can tell you that. She does not lie.
Justin, you see it? He showed us his.
I wasn't looking. We brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not.
I was looking.
I know me and Justin are pretty much related. Like
we are brothers. We happy and we singing and we colored. Yeah.
I saw you date.
I'm Marlon Wayans. He's Sean. Thank you.
I love y'all, and I'll see y'all motherfuckers next week. How about that?
All right, love y'all so much, Claudia. I love you. Justin, love you. See y'all next week.
Wait, is your assistant gonna reach out to me?
My assistant may call you, depending on.
Shout out to your assistant and shout out to your team. I love them. Those ladies are.
Thank y'all so much.
Thanks,
No, they're great.
Love you guys.
I love y'all. Bye. They get on my last nerve. But anyways, okay, Raindrops. A couple of things. Thank you to Just Spoons Cafe for your donation. Just Spoons Cafe is in Florida. Thank you so much for your $100. I appreciate it. Thank you to LaShawn Lockerman. Michelle Obama said that you can have it all, but not at the same time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to Victoria Thomas as well. Thank you to Justin Jenkins. I love you. Sorry, I just saw this. Please wait in about Fraser's video to Medicine Cast. I'm gonna watch part 1 and then we'll talk about it next week, okay? Because I missed it. All right. So look, I love you guys so much. What a night! And tomorrow I'm dropping an interview. So make you guys watch that. I'm dropping an interview tomorrow. Okay. Hit the notification button. What a night. I love y'all so much, Raindrops. Oh, and my newsletter. So I have a newsletter. And I want y'all to write in questions that y'all want me to talk about shows, advice in career, business, whatever the case may be. So go to Carlos King's newsletter. Look in the show notes and you'll see the link. All right? Love you guys so much. And I will catch y'all next Monday.